Right.
So it just comes down to
Cosby.
yeah.
How about like?
I was like, I think he's doing Fat Albert, but
How about
not for sure.
more recent ones? I mean, not that recent, right? I think he does it for a long time, and maybe not so recent anymore. But Louis C.K.
I mean, he was an awesome comedian until I guess whatever situation he's going through right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it just sucks because like all these guys are comedians or people doing whatever they do, right? And then things happen outside of in their real lives,
Right.
and then they're looked down upon because it's whatever he was doing behind closed doors.
What
whatever,
about those that not outside? Like in comedy, they say something wrong.
Mm.
What do you think about that? I mean, is that
We were talking about limits.
Yeah, I mean, well, not even limits, but I mean something like, say it just because the day and age, everything changes, right? And everything what you can talk about and what you can't talk about changes every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes big time in decades, right? So in like say about 10 years ago, I'm not saying anything is okay to talk about, but I'm saying people talked about being gay or something like that, or it was easier to talk about stuff like that, right? And not be, and you could say whatever you wanted to say because it was freedom of speech, right?
Yeah.
But then today, if say you were to say something, people are like, whoa, in the in that community, you cannot say anything.
But many comedians still think comedy is comedy, and you can talk about everything. Maybe they can't really because it will hurt their career. But like Chappelle would think that.
I mean, a lot of comedians think that. I think that's comedy. I mean, I even feel like that way. I mean, I'm not saying you can, I guess it's so hard because there's such everybody's so.
You think yes, but then you think about you too.
Because
censorship comes from within.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But this is what it is. It comes down to being like the reason why comedians are comedians is because they are sensitive as hell. You know what I'm saying? And so they're probably usually talking about stuff on there for like what you said earlier. Therapy.
So there are things that you could joke about from within, but you'd feel not right if someone else would joke about that.
Or if they brought it up to me and said this, I'd be like, yo.
But if they did it on stage?
What do you mean?
Like something that may hurt you personally, but they use comedy now.
It happens all the time.
Right.
That's exactly what's funny is like if you can make it funny,
right?
That's the art of comedy.
So it's art.
Think about a guy like Ricky Gervais. I mean,
he says whatever he wants to say.
He says anything he wants about religion, and large population of this earth is deeply religious,
right?
And he goes with
whatever he is,
and he's still loved,
and everybody loves him.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the weird thing is like people are like, but it's okay if he does it.
Maybe the way he delivers, he just correct it.
And I'm telling you, that's a lot of it comes down. If you can deliver it right, I think you can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
And that's the art of.
What about like? Seinfeld doesn't do like any touchy stuff.
No, he does.
It's like Peanuts. Anyone had Peanuts, right? And stuff like that.
That's the cool thing about Seinfeld. And like, I don't know if you guys remember this guy Sinbad back in the day.
Yeah, Sinbad. Yeah.
Man, Sinbad was awesome.
Yeah, just
except
hilarious.
For he didn't do anything like nothing about like cussing, about sex or anything, like nothing. And if it was about sex, it was called like Whoopi, and like it was like talking about like he made it so hilarious.
It's almost harder to make it funny.
I'm telling you, and it's almost harder to make it funny if you don't. I'm trying. I had to do that for Joe Wong. I had to do a whole thing without saying anything bad. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how am I gonna...
Let's talk about that, right? A few months ago, we did a show here in Dongguan with Joe Wong as the headliner, right?
He's awesome. Coming to the show.
And he agreed to come to the show, hopefully sometime soon.
So, click subscribe, get notifications, because we might get him sometime.
Joe
right,
Wong's
when he comes
awesome.
back to China, I think now it's difficult. But yeah.